So one day my parents woke up and thought, okay, we want a bilingual daughter. They got a bilingual, bisexual daughter, and I'm going to take advantage of that. Hello, honey babies. Welcome to thatoneluisa. I'm Luisa, if you didn't know that yet. Nice to meet you. And this is my first video. Not really, because this very channel that you're watching used to have a different name in the past, and I'm talking about that during the video. But today we're talking about changes. And while we do this, I'll be doing makeup. And to those of you who are not from Brazil, what I'm doing today, it's not standard Brazilian makeup. It's just the way that I like to do my makeup. So take that as an experience. Not everybody here does the same makeup look. This is something that I like to do, and I'm using the signature colors for my channel, which are pink and green. So this is going to be very specific. But before we get started on the makeup and today's topic, I have to call you guys to action. So first and foremost, welcome to my channel. I hope you enjoy it. And please, if I'm not asking much, please subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell button, and also leave a like, a comment even if you want to. I'm not posting every single video in English, but I swear to you that I'm much funnier and much more intelligent in Portuguese. So if you want to stay around, please subscribe, please do, you're very welcome here. E para vocês que não entendem inglês, gente, vai ter legenda sim, tá? Não se preocupem, e não vão ser todos os vídeos que eu vou postar em inglês também. And if you're not a Portuguese native speaker and you could understand what I just said, kudos to you. It's not everybody that makes the effort to learn some Portuguese. But let's go before this gets too long and everything. It took me a long time to decide to do this video in English, because I've been speaking English since I was 7 years old. I'm 27 now, so almost over 20 years, because I'm turning 28 later this year. And not only I study English in my university, I also work. I am a trainee teacher for an English course here in Brazil. So when I have to use English in my day, mostly is because of work. So I don't have the chance to show all my knowledge or to really communicate. So this is new to me. This is scary, and that's today's topic, because we're talking about changes. And I think this is a nice way to start, because everybody goes through changes in life. Like, there are smaller ones, like, okay, today I decided I want to change my hair color, or have a new haircut, or maybe you decided to order from a different place instead of that pizza parlor that you always get your pizza from. But we can't forget the big changes. Some examples of big changes would be like, okay, you've been in a relationship for like 10 years and decided to break up, or maybe you decided to have a baby, or you are graduating high school, and we know that for teenagers everything is major. So you're graduating high school and you have no idea what you're going to do in college. Also, please try to ignore, we have some dogs barking in the background, some people working on stuff here. My neighborhood isn't the most silent one, and I lost a very dear friend today, my air conditioner, that usually helps me muffle all these sounds. But we have to address the fact that no matter if the change is big or small, they are scary as hell. Because, okay, you decided to change your hair color, What if the hairdresser messes everything up and your hair looks terrible? Or if the pizza from this new place you're ordering today gives you like an intoxication or something? I talked about having a baby as a scary big change because, okay, you're going to be responsible for a human being for at least 18 years of their lives. But what I mean to say is that changes are scary, and it doesn't matter if it's a change that you chose to make, that you planned, or if it's something sudden that wasn't really on your bingo card. You couldn't prepare, you couldn't take the time to analyze anything, but it happens. And we have to talk about age. We have to bring age into this conversation too, because, well, I am 27 years old now, but I'm still as scary of changes as I was when I was 7 years old. Just to give you a context of how my life was 20 years ago, I was starting in a new school. It was time for me to finally learn English. Thank them for that. And later that same year, my parents got divorced. So it was a year of big changes for me. Even the ones that I knew that would happen, like, okay, I'm moving to a new school. I knew it would happen. My parents had a huge talk, major talk to me about that, because I really used to love my previous school, and the English part too I was expecting, but the divorce, nothing could prepare me for that. Nothing could prepare me to one day have my father living with me and the other day he would be living with his new girlfriend. So yeah, it was scary as hell. Many things happened since then, and also they were very scary to me. So I have a theory that change doesn't get easier to deal with when you get older. Maybe some are easier to deal with, but others aren't, and we kind of have to accept that. And why did I decide on this topic for the first video of this new era of my channel? I often say, oh, it's not a new era, it's the new channel, but the channel is the same. I just changed names and all the process, the content that I'm creating. I decided on this topic because, well, changing everything in my channel was also scary, even though it was something that I chose to do. So it's very convenient to me to talk about this right now. And for those who are new here, who don't know yet, this channel used to be called Lunática. In Portuguese, it means lunatic. So you can understand why I decided to change the name of the channel after this quick translation. But actually, when I started the channel originally with the name Lunática, I had a very good reason to choose this name. Since a very young age, I was perceived as a kind of crazy kind of kid because I was very creative, very extroverted with other people. I like to dance, I like to paint. I used to play with Barbies a lot and make those very intricate stories for my dolls, which eventually led me to The Sims, which I'm not a content creator for, but I enjoy playing a lot and coming up with some spicy storylines for my Sims. And here in Brazil, when someone is very creative like that, is very much of an idealist, these people say they live in the moon, they had in the moon. And also my name is Luisa, and moon in Portuguese is lua, so it has the lu the first syllable of my name. So I thought, yeah, this is a nice way to celebrate me being this idealist, and also make this small nod to my name. And mind you, I was 19 years old when I decided this would be the best name to represent me online. I was finishing my degree in communication/journalism, but from the get-go, from the moment that I decided I would have journalism as my major in college, I knew that I didn't want to be a traditional journalist. I wanted to talk about entertainment. There is a very popular magazine here in Brazil for teenage girls called Capricho. I would say it's similar to the United States' 17. And I wanted to work there. I wanted to be a journalist for Capricho. Sadly, it never happened. I had no prospects of a job. I couldn't get an internship either. So I decided I wanted to create content. But I didn't start there. I started way before, because we had Orkut. I don't know if you guys ever heard of this social network. It was something from the early 2000s, and it was very popular in Brazil. And in Orkut, I used to write fanfiction about the Jonas Brothers since I was 12 years old. I said very creative, so I think it's not a shocker that I used to be a fanfiction writer. And during my late teen years, I used to have a fan page on Facebook for the Hunger Games. So this wasn't my first attempt at content creation. I already had some experience, so I decided it was time for me to have my blog, Lunática. Few years later, I think less than 2 years later, I decided to bring Lunática into YouTube. And when I came to YouTube, I decided to take my content creation more seriously, more professionally, if you will. So I've been thinking about changing the name of this channel for a long time, and I finally decided to do this last month. And why thatoneluisa? Because thatoneluisa is literally my name. It's been my social media handle for the longest time now. It fits me better, it represents me better. So I think I made the best choice I could. And remember that I told you that I made this change because I started to take this channel more professionally. Well, this has to do with that too, because I'm pretty sure no brand wants to associate their image to a lunatic. And though it was just the name of the channel, if you stopped by to watch my videos, you would see that I'm not a lunatic. So I think this change helps me avoid some potential problems I could have with brands or sponsors, or even other creators that might want to collaborate with me. I've never had such problems before because all my friends are incredible, but it was always a possibility. But even though this was a change that I planned to make, and I have very good reason to do so, I still got very much scared. Saying goodbye to Lunática was very sad for me. I decided I wanted to make a last video as Lunática just to explain to everyone the changes that were happening and what I was planning to do. And I cried through the whole process. When I wrote the script for the video, I cried. When I recorded the video, I cried. When I posted the video, I cried. And even though this name could have caused me problems, it never did, thank God. But it had the potential to. I still have a lot of love for Lunática. Like this era of my life, I still have a lot of love for it. I'm proud of everything that I achieved. I made such great memories as Lunática. I made very good friends. Of course, I have some regrets, but that's fine. Everybody has their regrets. But I have to say that even though I am confident in the change, in the decision that I made, I'm still scared because what if nothing goes the way I planned? What if I disappoint everybody, or even worse, what if I disappoint myself, you know? It's difficult to think about these things. In the end of the day, it isn't the first change I've gone through. It isn't the last either. Because, okay, I went through puberty. I graduated high school. I graduated college once. I came out. I decided to start doing drag. My parents got divorced. I adopted pets, cared for them, saw them die. I lost family members. I got new family members. I lost friends, got new friends. The thing is, we are changing all the time, but if we stop to think about it, we have no clue. What are we doing? I was just talking to you about how even though I've been speaking English for almost 2/3 of my life now, I was too scared to record this video because I am sure I made a lot of grammatical errors. Some of them you won't be able to hear because I edit my videos. Thank you very much. But others will stay here because I couldn't catch them. So if you understand me, my job is done. It doesn't matter if I said I is in some part of this video. We can pretend I never made any grammatical errors. And if I made, that's okay because we are always learning. We are learning all the time. In the end, guys, I believe that change is scary because we don't have a clue on what we're doing. Even when we prepare, even when we plan stuff, unexpected things can happen. Like when I planned to record this video, I didn't know that all my neighbors would be parading around in their motorcycles, or the dogs would start barking, or the kids would start screaming, laughing, and shouting. And improv doesn't always work, guys. And there's also the mistakes, guys, because some mistakes can't be reversed, prevented, or fixed. Of course, you can learn from your mistakes to prevent that from happening in the future if you come across a similar situation. But, well, you had to make it wrong the first time for you to know that you should not try that again the second time around. Let's be honest, we are kind of obsessed with perfection. We kind of want to do everything perfect from the first time. What we can conclude from this is that to live is to change. To change is to be afraid. Sometimes we can make mistakes, learn from them. Some mistakes can be fixed. Some others are irreversible, and most of the time we don't know which is which. And we have no choice but to embrace change. And by doing that, by embracing change, we can allow ourselves to mature, to grow, understand ourselves better. But we should never forget that we are always learning. When we are younger, we tend to look to our parents and aunts and uncles and the teachers, the professors, older siblings, as if they got everything figured out. But when we grow up ourselves, we see that they didn't. And we are just as clueless as they are, or they are just as clueless as we are. So it doesn't matter if you had to change a piece of furniture in your house, or if you decided to quit your job to try to change your career or even open your own business. Change is scary, and you're not alone in that. It's okay to be afraid. Nobody is ready to face it. Nobody, even though they seem like they are, but they're not. Trust me. Before I end the video, I have to show you this because I forgot to do this on camera. This here is a glitter eyeliner by Shiglam that I use to make my signature glitter eyebrows. This one is golden. It's called confetti, but you can use the color that you want as long as it's just a gel with glitter, not that eyeliner that actually has color and the glitter. And as you can see, it looks super cute. I really liked how this look turned out. I think, okay, I might be struggling, but at least I look this good. And I hope you enjoyed our little talk. And if you did, I promise you're going to have lots of fun in this channel. So don't forget to subscribe, leave a like, comment, share with your friends. And if you're able to help me fund this channel, we have some pretty nice options here in the description. You can also follow me on social media. My handle is at thatoneluisa. Yes, thatoneluisa, like the name of the channel. And I hope to see you soon. Bye, everybody.